But we'll have a look at the highlights. You guys are very pleased. We're all very pleased, as you said, at this hour. But it's so good to see the Aussies playing so positive. What about the way they attacked? They had plenty of chances and they attacked in numbers.
Yeah, the first couple came from set pieces. Lucas Neal, we saw him miss one in the Slovenian game. And now he's missed another one where he'll be hanging his head. But it was a sign of things to come. Timmy Cahill still amazes me. That vertical leap that he's got is incredible. And we saw it time and time again in that half. But it was more the passing along the dead. I think that was a shot from Scotty McDonald there that ended up with Holman, but it just showed again, like we said, there was bodies in the front area. Yeah. Instead of that shot just going across the goal and out for a throw-in on the other end, all of a sudden you see it there, Timmy Cahill's on the edge of the box, Brett Holman's in the box, all of a sudden we just look so much more capable of scoring, Bozza.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did we see, especially during the Asian qualifying phase for the World Cup, with basically 1-2 players up front, and it had become mundane, it become very, very boring, and I think they carry that into the World Cup. Got nothing to lose second half against Serbia, played the best 45 minutes of football I've seen them play for a very long time, and obviously the new managers come in. That was a great turn by Emerton.
Brilliant.
That was excellent. And this unfortunately comes out to Valeri.
But again, it's the numbers in the box, isn't it? Look at all the yellow shirts in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
Look at that either. Was
Scotty McDonald. It will break for Scotty McDonald, but you know what? He's played really well. All it needs to do was to cap off that performance with a goal. Again, look at this quick, fast play. Great runs by Scotty McDonald into the channels.
The mobility, Holman and McDonald were interchanging quite a lot, and all their work in the front third. It just gave options to the midfield players to make passes.
Quick passing. So Switzerland are playing a high line defensively, which is giving the opportunity for Scotty McDonald to peel off to the shoulders and go into the channels like you used to, Trimmers. He's still not doing it as good as you, mate. He hasn't scored yet.
How about Timmy Cahill again there? He missed time that one. I think it was more due to the defender than anything, but incredible timing with his jumps.
There's certainly been a very positive injection into this side. How much do they look like they're enjoying themselves as well?
Well, it's very important to enjoy your football. There was Scotty McDonald again. That chance was a lot more difficult when the ball bounces right in front of you, whether it's on your foot or on your head. It's very difficult to judge the bounce.
But again,
off
the two players in the box is key, isn't it? And,
completely.
I think what's been noticeable is their willingness to go forward as their first option, and that shows that they've got a bit of confidence and a bit of energy. They want to show something rather than that first touch always being backward.
Yeah, and the speed of play. And I've never seen Jason Kalina as well, to be fair, play so many forward passes. He's obviously being encouraged to do that. And the two holding midfielders, which we've become so accustomed to.
Of Aussie highlights in the attacking third, but definitely more balance towards a Swiss in the second half.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a decent save from Schwarzer, but in all fairness, you'd expect him to save that goalkeeper of his quality, and that sort of set the tone for the whole half. Switzerland came out and they started. That was an excellent save. That was the best save of the game. And Switzerland came out and started as they mean to go on for the rest of the game. Like I said, it was quite obvious that they got a spray from their manager. Because they were a little bit different team. They started off okay in the first half, but they didn't continue it through and let us gain the ascendancy. But second half, they were flying.
They really forced us back, didn't they? And we were on the edge of our box. They were getting a lot of joy, especially down the right-hand side in that second half. But as I said, the couple of clear opportunities that they created, Mark Schwarzer was up to it, and we had plenty of bodies scrambling to get back. So.
And they're not number 17 in the world for no reason, and they're largely known for how well organised they normally are and disciplined and solid in defence.
Well, they're known for that, but they're also known for the fact that they very rarely concede many games. In the last 5 games, there's only been 1 goal scored, either team, no more than 1 goal. It's an enterprising display that I've seen from them. We saw them in the World Cup. Of course, let's not forget as well, they beat the world champions in Spain in the first game. They're a very fit side. They've got a great crop of youngsters coming through, under 17s world champions. There was a penalty. At first thoughts was it was very, very harsh. I can see Lucas, I think, thinks the same thing.
I think he looked like he was caught out of position a little bit, Lucas, and in his desperation to get back, he was a little clumsy. I think you just got to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, you got to be more careful in international football. I think the guy played him as well. You saw him coming. Yeah,
because if you see where Lucas is coming from, he's actually coming the player's goal side of Lucas. Yeah. Lucas really needs to be the other side of him. There.
It was more clumsy than anything. I could see from the replay, the referee why he gave it, and there was the penalty.
Thankfully for Lucas, Alexander Fry will not enjoy the replays of this one.
This clips the outside the crossbar, not the best of penalties, all that.
He couldn't get much closer to the top corner.
I tell you what, he couldn't do that if he tried with 10 penalties. If he said, I'm going to hit that corner of the crossbar, he wouldn't do that, no way.
Yeah, he's still a wonderful player, Alexander Fry. Such a good goals for game ratio. He does lead that line very well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But like I said, the first thought I thought was a very harsh penalty to give. This is a great chance for them. when they played the ball out wide, then they should have just played it straight in first time. But again, like I said, we've got a good defender. We've got an excellent goalkeeper. So, what's the use of having 6 or 7 or 8, 9 men behind the ball like we had to? If if you've got that type of quality at the back, you only do that if you want to protect somebody at the back. There's no need to protect. We saw, like I said, there was midfielders breaking into the box, wide men breaking into the box. We had fullbacks pushing on when we were playing it out from the back. Only one of the holding midfielders coming out to get the ball. Jason Kalina was spraying passes everywhere. In the past 2 years, I've only seen Jason Kalina, for the most part, playing cross, playing back, playing stuff. Today, he was playing the ball forward, he was supporting, and he was getting into the box. It was excellent to see. It was really good to see.
We know he enjoys that role as well.
And I mean, it's one of the things I think, as you develop as a good team, and if you want to get better, people have to play their position. You can't always have 1 and 2 players covering you all the time. I think you have to win your one-on-one battle. You have to be able to play. If you're a central defender, you have to play your position on your own. You're a goalkeeper, do your job. You can't expect that always someone's going to cover you. So.
Well, we saw the folly of that with England. Well, that was with Fabio Capello, who's one of the greatest managers of all time, playing Steve Gerrard on the left. When you're at the highest level, eventually you're going to get caught out. It's not natural. It can only work, as a stopgap, fine. But, at the biggest tournaments, when you're playing against the best teams, over the longer term, it just doesn't work. It's quite simple. And it was great to see Tommy Orr coming on at the end and playing on the left. That was excellent to see. Just the whole attitude, it was just a new freshness about it. And yes, Harps was right when he was saying in the commentary, we don't know how much of that is as a new manager, but it doesn't matter. I'd much rather see that than just see them just sort of, plodding along.
Well, we always qualify everything all the time anyway, Bozza. We say, it was a friendly, it was an away game, there was a... So we're forever qualifying stuff anyway. So let's just comment on what we saw tonight and say, well...
It was an international game, there was a big crowd, and it was an excellent game. It's the best 0-0 draw I've seen. That reminded me a little bit of Manchester City and Spurs, the opening game. It was of that ilk in terms of excitement for a 0-0 draw.
Big raps from Bozza. All right, speaking of the new manager, as you mentioned, let's hear from him now. Holger Osek, after his first game in charge of Australia, he's with Jeff Bullock.
Well, actually, it's not the score that matters. I think our